I am Koti. I have 12 years of experience into data science and Python or SAS language. Over the 12 years, I majorly worked into data science for different domains, banking and telecom domain. I am the instructor for data science course. How are you doing today? Okay. We are going to discuss about Python for data science or data analytics. First of all, before we are going to discuss about the Python, data analytics, data science, let's try to understand the meaning for a minute. Data science or data analytics. Let me use a word data or analytics or science, anything same. Data means, what do you mean by data, guys? Data. Data is a raw format. It could be in any format. Now we are speaking each other. It is a data. Lot of images, data. Cricket match happening. Fielder where ball was throwing, where batsman hitting, how fielder is catching the ball, right? How bowler or batsman, how bowler or fielder save the runs. Everything is a data. Do you agree? Now, how do you communicate to your friends? How do you communicate to your friends?
WhatsApp.
Sorry, good point. What's that?
WhatsApp. Or mail.
What, madam? I feel personally, even in this group, 1% of the people also want to use WhatsApp. If I'm not wrong, sorry, mail. Do you agree?
Correct.
Yep.
Right now, if you are talking to your friends, now we have said that class is going to happen. Everything we are communicating in WhatsApp, right? Now, WhatsApp company would like to understand Indians, young people, what they're discussing more. Now you may get a question. How does they knew about my age? Based on you enter the details, right? Biodata and all, based on the details you get, right? Right. How, what they will do with this data?
They will store the data
Leave it in the Google portal.
database.
Store the data. Only storing?
They'll use it for advertisements.
Advertisement, personalization, everything they can able to perform. Ultimately, what they will do with the data? Now,
Whenever it is required, we can use it.
Whenever it is required, use it. Right? Suppose analytics. Let's try to understand the definition. Easy layman. Analytics is nothing but art of making decisions. What is that? Art of making decisions. How do you make a decision? You have a data. Based on the data, you are going to get knowledge. With the help of knowledge, based on the data, you will get the information. With the help of information, you will get the knowledge. Based on the available knowledge, you can able to make the decisions. Right? Now, is it possible to analyze row by row? Is it possible to analyze row by row? You have thousands of information. Is it possible to analyze row by row?
No.
Not possible.
Filters.
Not possible. To analyze such volume of data, we required any tool or any programming language. That programming language is called as Python. Am I right? Understood the point? To analyze the data, we required a programming language. That programming language is called as Python. Why Python? There are the n number of tools or programming languages available. Python has a built-in functions where we don't require to write large lines of code. Code complexity is very high or low in Python? Very
Low.
Robustness and usability is very high. Scalability also very high. Is it a open source or is it a open source or is it a paid version?
Open source.
Before we are going to discuss about, let's discuss about a programming language for a minute. Okay? Programming language. If I want to ask you, for example, I'm hungry. I just came from office. I just came from college. We are a kid. We are just passed out our college, most of them. At what time you came from college or school? What time you come by school or college? Come on, guys. Everyone faced it, right?
4 or 5 evening time.
4 or 5 evening. What will you do once you come out of the college or school? Once you reach the home, definitely everyone are angry. Am I right, Karan? Am I right?
Yes.
Definitely are angry. What do? You eat, right? Do you know where you have food? Definitely, most of the time we knew, but we'll ask mom. Mom, what is the special today? Are you angry? Will your mom able to serve? Or you should ask your mom? You should
We'll
ask the mom. Am I right? If you speak in English to the mom, will mom able to understand? If you speak to mom in English, I'm talking about general housewives or house homemade. I mean, right? I'm not talking about the working women here. Right? General. Most of our moms are households, right? They don't know English. It is up. I
We'll
hope it
use
is
mother
applicable.
tongue.
They do use mother tongue.
We'll use
How many
mother tongue.
mothers knew about English language? Very rarely.
Very
Right?
rarely.
Right? If mom, I'm feeling hungry, I need something burger. Will mom able to understand?
No.
Definitely no.
No.
Then our requirement will fulfilled. What is our requirement? Having food. Is
Yes.
our requirement will get fulfilled?
No.
Definitely no. Similarly, if I start speaking to computer, where the computer cannot able to understand, if I start speaking computer in English language, will computer able to understand? Will computer able to understand? Even program also generally write the program in English language, right? Does computers can able to understand?
Yes.
No.
Definitely no. Definitely no. Let me explain you, madam. So we need to write a programming language where computer can able to understand, or we need to write a programming language where communicate or control in the systems. Am I right? Now we send India, one of the auspicious, everyone talking about India's Chandrayaan 3, right? G20 and Chandrayaan 3. Chandrayaan it is in moon, on top of moon, right? We need to write a programming language to communicate with the rover, right? You know the meaning of rover, right? Everyone know about the rover, right? Where which is landed on moon, that is called as rover. We need to, I mean, Indian scientists have written a program which can communicate with the rover. How they have written? Maybe they written the language of programming, right? They have created one program which can communicate or control the rover. Agree with me? Right? We are giving instructions. Go left, go right, go back, go front, right? Agree? Turn right, turn left. We are giving instructions. Are we giving a task? Check, is there any water facilities available? Is hydrogen is available? Is sulfur is available? Is magnesium is available? Calcium is available? Like that. Am I right? We are giving a task to the rover to perform. For that, what we are doing? We are writing a programming language. Generally, how many programming languages we have, guys? 3 programming languages. What are the 3 different programming languages? Low level programming language, assembled programming language, and high level programming language. What are the different programming languages? What are the different programming languages? Low level, assembled, and high level. Low level means which is always on the downside. Like, for example, who is a illiterate farmer? I cannot say everyone, but most of the farmers are illiterate, right? They cannot able to understand English language, right? We need to talk to them in a local mother tongue, local language or mother tongue, their mother tongue, right? Like we also need to talk to the system on their own language. Systems can able to understand which language? Binary language. What is a binary language? 0 and 1. Am I right? Dhruv, are you clear? Komala,
Yes.
are you clear?
Yes.
Aishwarya, clear? Deep, Varun, Krishna, clear? Right.
Yes.
Assembled language. Next one is the, everyone clear about the like low level language, mission readable language. Mission readable language, which is like zeros and ones. What is the assembled language next? Which is generally programming language, which is used in semiconductor chips, electronic chips, designing, and where India is focusing. Microprocessor, microcontroller, manufacturing units, where you require the chips. Right now, India is focusing on this. I heard one news that maybe 2024 next year, 24 June onwards, directly importing the mobile phones. from outside India is banned. From, for example, you are importing from USA, UK. Just to give you an example, mobile phones are banned. Do you know why? Importing mobile phones to India is banned. Do you know why?
To increase the manufacturing in India itself.
To increase the manufacturing units in India. For example, India is a huge market, right? Right? India is a huge market. Everyone have ability to buy the mobile phones, right? If they're importing, that money is going to USA, right? If they start manufacturing here, we will get an opportunities. Am I
So
right?
what
We'll
is
get
the semiconductors?
Sorry?
What is the semiconductors?
Semiconductor is like boiler, for example, boilers, heat, how would I say semiconductors in language? For example, thermometers, for example, boilers. Do you know big boilers, right? Where we can boil the milk and sensors.
Yes, yes.
Those are the examples for the semiconductors.
It will be used in cars also.
Cars, sensors and all,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Everywhere they use. High level. Next language is the third language, high level language. High level language means the language which we can use in English. The language which we can use English. The language which we can use English. Generally, how many of you know about reading English? Reading, writing, speaking, everyone knew about, right? Right? All the programming languages are high level programming language like Java, Python, C++, .NET. All the programming languages are high level programming where users like us can able to understand the programming language. Understanding means in terms of reading, writing, speaking, of course, definitely, right? So now Python belonging to which language? High level programming language. So general and high level programming. General means general purpose. Everywhere we are going to use Python now. For example, you want to create a one web application like HDFC net banking. Suppose phones, for example, text cleaning data. For example, now data science, machine learning, everywhere in cloud, big data, software testing, everywhere we are using the Python. High level, that means human readable format, easy to understand and well documented. As compared to other programming language, Python is dead easy, very easy. Already I covered this point, though I'm not going to. How it is, sir? You can say, how is it easy? In terms of reading, if you know English, then it is very easy. Suppose, what is the purpose in English language? You know about if. When do we use if in English? Conditions. Am I right? Conditions.
Yes.
Right? General meaning. Maybe as advocate, you do use. If you say that if my client was not there, how can he make a crime? Right? Right? If money is deposited, can you show me that? That means if condition. So if you want to use conditions in Python, which syntax we are going to use? If. That means it's directly correlated to English language. Am I right? For generally, for when do we use for looping purpose, iterating. If you want to iterate your data, if you want to iterate your code, then we are going to use for loop. For example, try. When do you use try? Try. English line. When do you use try? Try.
Trying something.
Something you will try. Whether it's going to success or failure, we don't know, right? But you try. You fail. So let's try for next time. Let's better luck next time, like that. Right? Try. Here in Python also you want to try some error, catch some error. Then we are going to try. Understood? That means it is easy to readable. If you know English, then syntax of Python is that easy. Syntax also very easy. And moreover, there are a lot of built-in packages. What are those? Lot of built-in packages which are available. So no need to create your own function or no need to create your own libraries. Just use the available functions. You can able to write the code easily. For example, you want to clean the data, Twitter data. You want to clean. Twitter means X now. You want to clean the Twitter data, make a readable format. Within 2 lines, you can able to do it. Within 2 lines, you can able to do it. That is the beauty of built-in functions. For example, you want to execute, you want to load the, what is your RAM size generally?
8 GB or 16 GB
8 GB
or 16 GB.
maximum 32 GB,
Yes, sir. That's it.
64 GB. Am I right? Just imagine your file, maybe your CSV, your text file, your Excel file size is 1000 GB, 1 TB, 1000 GB. Let's say how much? 1000 TB. Your RAM size is 16 GB, right? Is it possible to load 1000 GB file into your system? Generally, is it possible? Is it
No.
possible? Generally, no. Then are we going to stop the analysis? But we cannot, right? With the help of Python pandas, single line code, we can load all the file into Python. We can load. That is the beauty, right? Recommended. Why it is a recommended as a first language. Now people think Python is a snake. Is inspired from the snake. No. From where is inspired? Montessori comedy circus. Montessori Python circus or comedy show. From there, yes, inspired these things. Am I right? Now, next, Python is easy to learn, read and write. So if you look into the right side, what is the top one? Suppose I want to display the hello world. How I am writing the Java code, how I am writing the Python code. As a layman like Gree, will you able to understand the Java code? We are talking about class, hello world. We are talking about the public, static, void main. What is the meaning of public? What is the meaning of static? What is the meaning of void? What is the meaning of main? We don't know. What is the curly braces does respond or does mean here? If you want to display hello world, how many lines of code you have written? 3 to 4 lines of code in Java. Am I right? But the same thing in Python has been done in 1 line. That is also English land. That is also English. Print. What is the meaning of print? General meaning. What is the meaning of print?
Getting
What is the
output.
general meaning of print, guys?
Showing display. Showing.
Display, right?
Getting output.
Print means display. You want to display what? Hello world. That is in quotes. Simple, right? Right. So open source, no need to do anything. Open source. And it is a cross platform. What is the meaning of cross platform? Cross, if you write a code in Python, cross platform means there are different OS, operating system. What are the different OS? We have Mac, Unix, like Ubuntu, Unix or Linux or Windows. For example, if you write a program in Windows, the same program without changing anything can be used in Ubuntu or Mac. That is the meaning of cross platform. If you write a code in one platform, the same thing can be used in different platforms. Clear? Karan. Clear?
Sir.
Yes, correct, right?
Correct.
Now, Sai Kiran, are you clear?
Yes, sir.
Varun Usharani, clear? It is interpreted. Interpreted means we can easily interpret the program, whatever the program error, we can easily interpret it. Right? Dynamic memory management. What do you mean by dynamic memory management, guys? What is the meaning of dynamic memory management? What is the meaning of dynamic memory management? What is the meaning of dynamic memory management?
Dynamically to delete the unnecessary files at the background. And if the Python is idle for more time, then some files will be created as background, so it will get deleted automatically.
See, here the meaning of dynamic means dynamic memory management. So automatically, if Python is idle for 2 hours, whatever the temporary files, objects, or anything is created, it will be stored in RAM, random access memory. Automatically, Python clear the files, objects, or anything which is in the RAM file, it will be deleted. Automatically, it free up the spaces which is unused files. What is that? Unused files. Like in your laptop, temp files, right? Temp files, all the temp files are stored in RAM. If you don't delete the temp files, automatically what happens? Your system performance will get down, right? So in Python, it is not the case. Python automatically dynamically delete the temporary files. Where it stores the temporary files, which are stored in RAM. Right? Next. So
So
how many
how it
versions?
will go,
Huh?
sir, here one doubt. How it will identify the temporary files to get delete? Is it we need to update in the temporary folder or it is?
No. Automatically what happens here, there is a kernel is there.
Okay.
Kernel automatically it will restart 1 hour, 2 hours if it is don't use.
Like unused
Got it.
files.
Yes.
Yeah.
If suppose Excel we used, we opened and saved file and after 1 month, 2 months also we won't use that kind of files, it will get closed.
No, not Excel files, madam. Only I'll show you.
No,
I'll show you.
just I'm asking that out.
Like not that
Example.
like no. Automatically, what are
Okay,
the
fine,
files
fine.
stored in RAM files? How many versions we have? We have 2 versions. What are those? Python 2 and Python 3. Are we going to use Python 2? No, Python 2 has been stopped in which year? It was stopped in 2020.
2020.
Now we are using which version? Python 3. To
Python
fix
3.
the issues, coding, debugging issues, reusability issues, scalability, or execution speed, everything is Python 3 is more advanced as compared to Python 2. Especially for data science activities, machine learning activities, or AI activities, Python 3 is much supportable one. So, and moreover, Python 3 is a large community base. What do you mean by large community, Neeraj? What is the meaning of large community? What is the meaning of large community, guys? Harshvardhan? What is the meaning of large community? What is the meaning of large community? Come on. What is the meaning? Users.
Users.
Very large number of users. What is the meaning?
Those who are sharing their experiences and helping to solve any issue somebody posts.
Exactly. Okay. So there are the large number. I mean to say, for example, when you got any issue, automatically community people may help with the technical issues, not your personal issues. Technical issues. What is the latest version, guys? 3.11 or 1.1?
1.1.
1.1. What is the latest version? 3.11. If someone asks, like crack, like me, someone asks, can you tell me the difference between Python 2 and Python 3? Right. Nowadays, no, people are not asking. Earlier, people used to ask this question in interview. Can you tell me some of the similarities or dissimilarities between Python 2 and Python 3? Now, no one is asking because 2 is no more is available, right? So, which year Python 2 is released? 2000. Python 3? 2008.
8.
Suppose you want to print hello world. Hello. In Python 2, parenthesis is not required. Whereas in Python 3, parenthesis is required. When it divide two integers, in Python 2, you'll get integer value. For example, 10 by 5. What is the answer? 2. You'll get integer. In Python 3, 10 by 5, you'll get the 2.0 float value. You'll get the float value. Float value is nothing but decimal values. For example, you want to write the string hello world. Hello, see here, hello we have written with the in quotes. Right? Before hello in Python 2, always write the U. That means Python it assumes that string. In Python 3, automatically take care about this code point of view, code complexity. Python 2 is much complex, whereas in Python 3, simple and easy to understand. Rule of ordering, the process you need to follow is very difficult in Python 2. Python 3 is very easy. Don't worry, we are not going to use anywhere in Python 2 in the world. We are, because it is not supporting no more, right? It's not supporting. Which one are we going to use? Python 3 only. In which year Python was started, developed in the year, Rusum is the year of 1989. It is the, where it they were launched? Which country? Netherlands. Do you know where Java was launched? C++?
Netherlands.
What happened? You don't believe? Madam, old age companies, most of either came from Europe only. Nothing is except C. Nothing is coming from, except, sorry, Oracle, SQL, nothing is coming from USA.
Oh, interesting.
But they claim that they created everything in USA. Right. So as I said that series BBC. BBC is not in US, right? BBC is in. What is the full form of BBC, guys?
British Broadcasting Council.
C means everyone's about
Council, British Broadcasting Council.
exactly British Broadcasting. It is where it located?
It's in
USA or England?
England. British.
England. It is in London, basically. Headquarters in London. There is one series comes in a like web series kind of thing, which comes in Monty Python's Flying Circus. From his inspired the name called Python. Okay, now, okay. Varun, are you clear?
Yes,
So
sir.
features, already we discussed about the features. Memory management we discussed, cross-platform we discussed, open source, and all things are we discussed. So to perform all these things, which one are we going to use? We are going to use the Anaconda. What we are using? Anaconda. Anaconda is a distribution platform. Let me explain. Distribution platform is nothing but a gated community. Distribution platform is nothing but gated community. What do you mean by gated community, Komala? I hope. How many of you are living in gated community?
So which is available everything within the area?
What is that?
Group of families will living together in a society.
Group of families living. Same religion, different religion?
Any religion, any persons.
Any religion,
Yeah.
any caste, right?
Yes.
Am I right? I'm not talking about the caste here. You can get all the facilities within the gated community. No need to go out, right?
Correct.
Yes.
Yes, right. Everyone understood the meaning of gated community, correct? Everyone. Giridhar. Clear, right? Nitin. Everyone about the gated community, or do you want me to explain what is the meaning of gated community? Ashok, do you know gated community meaning? Now, like distribution platform means Anaconda Python pack. Anaconda is a package. Anaconda is a distribution platform. Everything for analysis purpose, development purpose, testing purpose. All the packages are libraries which are built-in available. Which is built-in available. Some of the packages, for example, if you need additional package, you can install from a Python install from Anaconda Manager. For example, Anaconda Manager. For example, your friend is coming to your home. Will security allow a friend directly?
No.
No. What they need to do?
He has to get
They
the
need
access
to-
from us.
They need to take access from your tenant or resident or owner, right? For a particular flat. Similarly, if you want to install third package, okay. Now, so if you want to guest to be into your house, you need to give permission, right, to enter into your society. All this. Similarly, if you want to install some other package, which is not being built-in package, what you need to do? You need to take approval from where? Anaconda Manager. Are you clear now? What is Anaconda distribution platform? Everything is clear? No. So what you need to do? You need to install the Anaconda. I hope everyone have installed Anaconda in the last class, if I'm not wrong. How many of you not installed Anaconda? Sai Kiran. Okay. So what you need to do, I'll explain. Anaconda, what you need to do. Go to the Google. So Anaconda Python download. Anaconda Python download. So here, can you see the free download, Sai Kiran?
Sir.
Yeah, you can click on the free download. You can see that is a free distribution. Install thousands of. Can anyone remember how many built-in libraries which are available under the Anaconda platform? 6,000 or 8,000?
No, it's 8,000 updated.
8,000. I showed in the last class also, right? That's what we
Yes.
discussed in the last class.
Correct.
Deploy across the hardware, open source, user friendly. So these are the different. Jupyter is a notebook where you can write our code, like an editor where you can write our code. SciPy, scientific Python. To perform statistical analysis, we can use SciPy. Spider again a notebook or a editor where you can write our code. NumPy means numerical Python, where we can perform numerical operation. like a 4-year transformation. You might have studied in your BTech or 10th standard intercalculus, integrations, matrix multiplications, matrix additions. These all things can be performed in the NumPy. Especially Chandrayaan, like ISRO scientists also use NumPy to measure the longitude, latitude, position of their rocket with the help of NumPy only. Right? Scikit-learn, to perform machine learning activities, we use Scikit-learn. Pandas, for data aggregation, data generation, data summarization, we can use Pandas. TensorFlow, PyTorch, all these things we can use for deep learning purpose. Okay. So here I've given the Conda is a platform, all these things we given the cloud environment to set up and all. So data exploration, these are the libraries or packages we can use, built-in libraries we can use. Data exploration transformation, what we are using? Pandas, Intake, NumPy, DAS, Apache, Airflow. For visualization, Matplotlib, Seaborn, Polity. Okay. So now you remember dashboards, you can create a dashboards, right? What comes to your mind if you create a dashboards? Power BI and all, right?
Power BI.
Right? With the help of Polity, we can create a dashboards in Python. We can create a dashboards in Python. I will show you how to create a dashboards also. Right? So you want to perform scikit-learn, TensorFlow, machine learning, all these things, AI-based activities, we can use the front end and all. We are going to use Flash, Django, Tornado. So I'm covering, I'm planning to cover, not guarantee, as actually it is not course of this, ML ops, which is going to be hit the market next year. Generative AI. You might have heard about Chat GPT, right? You might have Chat GPT, automatic text will come. How it comes? With the help of generative AI. That is covered with the help of transformers. With the help of transformers, GenSim, these are the two libraries which is heavily used. That recently came into the market. We are going to cover that also. Okay, right? So from here, students and all, here you can download from Windows. If you are using Windows, you can use 64-bit. Did you download Ashok? Python, if you are using Mac, Python, Linux or anything, depends on things we can use. So what we install, we can install the, as we are using Windows, we can install the. So any questions, any doubt, guys? Any questions, any doubt?
Here we need to download anything.
Yeah.
Pre-download
So
we
depends
have
on your
done.
system. You are using Windows. If you are using, which system are you using, Windows or Mac or Windows? Then you can see the 64-bit gap, 64-bit graphic installer. Click on this. I can give the link.
Okay, please share the link.
I can give the link.
Okay.
Oh, you can see the go and dead end of the link. You can see the, you can see this. You can see that it may take, depends on your system. It may take some 1 minute or 2 minutes. Of course, it will take 15-20 minutes to install into your system, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, so once you download that .exe file, what is that? .exe file. When you double click on that, first you can see the option next. Welcome to Anaconda, right? After that, click on what you need to do. Click on next. It will ask you, I agree, kind of thing. Click on I agree. Just me. It asks you just me, right? Next, it asks continued. Next, you need to click. You want to where you want to install your file, whether you would like to install your C drive, D drive, everywhere. If you want, by default, it will install in C drive. If you want to install in other sources, it could be D drive or anything. So minimum space is required 3 GB. For example, you would like to install in D drive or E drive. How much space is required? Minimum 3 GB. Sir, I have some people come up with me. Sir, I'm not able to install Python. I was, what happened? Sir, it asked me the destination folder. I'm giving the destination folder. It is not taking. The probable reason it could be space is not available. What happens? Space is not available. Right? Next is skip, finish. It will take ample of time. You can have a good coffee also. In order to complete this, in the meantime, you can have a good coffee. You can take a 1 coffee break also. Okay? Automatically it will install. Right? Once you're done, finish. what you need to do? What you need to do? Once you've done it, restart your system. Of course, I cannot able to do now. You need to restart your system. So once you've done this, go to the search button. Everyone from here, everyone is new. Go to your search button. Can you see the Anaconda Navigator? What is that? Anaconda Navigator. Click on the Anaconda Navigator. What is that? Anaconda Navigator. While open, first time only is required to open, otherwise not required to open. First time only it is required to open. It may take 1 or 2 minutes generally. Generally, it will take 1 or 2 minutes. Okay. You can see here, right? So there are the n number of things which is not required. First one, which is you need to know about the different notebooks. You need to understand. First one, what is the first one? We need to understand Qt console. IPY, Qt console. IPY. What is the meaning of IPY? I means internet. Do you agree? I means internet. Do you agree? Is it true? Is it correct? What do you mean by I? If you give correct answer, I'll give chocolate. Deepika, what is the answer? Varun Krishna, Gangadhar Reddy, Lakshmi Bhavani, Varun Krishna, what is the answer? I. Here, can you see everyone see the IPY? Neeraj, what is I? Is Python is a friendly language or non-friendly language?
Friendly language only.
Friendly language. Now try to understand the synonyms of friendly, which start with I. Try to understand English. You guys are very good at English, right? Friendly language. I'm your friend. What does it mean? What is the relation between us? That word start with the I. Interactive. Interactive, right? I may be interactive, right? Right. So you said that is introvert. Generally, is introvert is a much interactive, right? You can tell that he is much interactive. Extrovert like interactive. Use the word, right? Interactive. Is it friendly, right? Is it one of the word with a synonym of friendly, right? Agree or not? All right. Now interactive Python. That means we can easily interact with the Python. Let me open launch. Click on the launch. No need to do it every day. It is not required. See, this is how it looks like. Jupyter Qt console. This is called Jupyter. Go to the view. Zoom in. What is the formula for zoom in? Control plus plus. Control function plus plus. Control shift plus. What is that? Control shift plus. Now Qt console, right? So I installed in August. So it shows the date in August. I installed in the August. Here you can see how many options. Do you know the kernel? I discussed the kernel. What is the meaning of kernel? Python is which level programming language? Komala. Python is which level programming language? High level. Varun, correct? What
High
is
level.
high level? Does systems can able to understand high level programming language? Does systems can able to understand high level?
No.
No. Which language they do understand? Binary. That is called as low level. The process of converting from high level to low level is called as kernel. That is the meaning of kernel. Agree? Agree, everyone, Nitin? The process of converting high level language to low level language is called as kernel.
Sir, your voice is not.
My voice is not clear, huh? Is it true, guys?
No, it's clear to me.
It's clear, sir. I hope I would request you, can you please log out and log in again? Whom are facing the issue. Okay. Kernel is clear, everyone now? Now file. So here file, new tab, new kernel, new same kernel, existing kernel, close all this thing. Edit all this thing, copy, paste. So copy, paste. 2 plus 3, 5 or 6 are? I think 6, right? 5. Now automatically it's given the first where system taking the input and it is giving the output. Now tell me, in real world, is projects will complete in one day? In real world, projects will be able to complete in one day?
No, sir.
It will take lot more number of days, maybe 1 month, 2 months,
2 months,
just
3 months.
anything. Now, for example, today you completed 2% of your work. Tomorrow, are you going to start from the 0? Or are you going to start from 2% onwards? 2%.
2%.
Now that means you need to save yesterday's code, right? Where do you save here the code? Where do you save your data sets? Where do you save your data sets?
The drive.
This drive. Do you have an options to drive? See here, save to HTML or XML. It is not allow us to save in Python code format. It is allow us to save only in the HTML and XHTML. Now, is it possible to start the work where I stopped yesterday? Definitely not possible. If you have the code in the Python format, Python code format, you can able to save. Is it in the Python code format? No. Do you have any options to save the code? No. For example, I want to open, let's say, imagine this code I've written. I want to open what I have done the analysis after 1 year. Is it possible? For example, here I'm using hash. Hash is to write the comments. What is that? Comments. To write the comments. Welcome to KSR DATAVIZON. Do you know the full form of KSR?
Don't know, sir.
Don't know. Any try?
Knowledge sustainable results.
Knowledge sustainable result. 2 options. Last 2 is correct. First is not correct. Key to sustainable result. What is that? Key to sustainable result. Now I welcome to KSR. I mentioned. Now it is going third line. But is it easy to understand going forward? No, right? So I want comment should be separate. Code should be separate. I can easily write. I can easily understand. Then Qt console will help us? Definitely no. To overcome this kind of problems, to overcome this kind of problems, we are going to use Jupyter Notebook. This is the only thing which we are going to use in the real world. What is this? Jupyter Notebook. I'm launching. No need to do everything like this today. Just to go to the search button, Jupyter Notebook. You can use the directly. You can use Jupyter Notebook. Now, where it is opened? When I click on the Jupyter, let's say, forget about this. Jupyter. I'm searching directly Jupyter Notebook. Okay. Can you see Jupyter Notebook? Jupyter Notebook. It is opening. Where it is opening? Where it is opening?
Browser.
In the browser.
Browser, right? Now, in order to access the browser, what we required?
Internet.
That the first question coming to our mind, sir, in order to access Python, do I need internet connection or internet access? Do I require internet access? This is the first question coming to our mind, right?
Yes.
Definitely no, boss. Without internet also it works. Without internet also it works. It opens in the browser, that is correct. It opens in the local host dot the server port, that is the port number 88893. This you can see the 2 things. One is Sundar, files running IPython clusters. What is that? But by default you cannot see IPython cluster. Can you see something else? What is that? Can you tell me? Open the Jupyter Notebook. Everyone, try to open. By default, you won't see the IPython clusters. By default, you won't see the IPython clusters. Can you open your laptops? Can you see something else? Sir, localhost can be different. It would be AAA all 4 8s, or it could be 888 or it could be 8899 also. Localhost number cannot be the same. It could be 8889 or 8888 also. Where is your laptop, Ashok? Are you doing puja? Just 1 second. Can you tell me what is there? One is the files running. Brijesh, apart from in your laptop, what do you see? Files running apart from IPython cluster. Can you see something else? What is that? Clusters. When you click on the when you install the clusters, it could be IPython clusters. I'll explain you later when you deal with the large volume of a data. You can easily understand. Right now, any questions, guys? Any doubt? Right. Next here, one thing I will do. Now, what I'm going to do? Which batch are we? Batch started in October, right? Batch started in October. Now
Yes,
I'm training classes Now these are the different batches. Let me clear. DS, data science. Which month it is? October 2023. Create one folder. This is the standard folder. Now what I'm going to do, go to the browser. Can you see the OneDrive? In my case, it is a OneDrive where you can install data, trainings, classes. Which batch we are? Last modified. Can you see the last modified? What is the last modified? When it was created? DS October 2023. Now at this point, the notebook is empty. Now, can you see the upload after that? Can you see the new? Everyone? New? Can you see everyone see the new, guys? Can you
Yes.
see after the new, there is a drop down button. When you click on the drop down button, you can see Python 3 IPY kernel. IPY means I means interactive Python kernel. What do you mean by kernel? The processor which convert the high level language to low level language. Yes, Shiv Krishna, go ahead. Shiv Krishna, go ahead. Click on the Python 3. Okay, I click on that Python 3 kernel. See, guys, everyone. Now it opened. See, here you can see the Jupyter. Can you see the untitled? Untitled. What is the date today? What is the date? 2 October. Easy to understand, right? 2 October. Maybe I can write a program called Introduction Python. See, now go to the folder where we created classes October 2023. See here, you can see 02 October 2023 Introduction Python. Here can you see the IPYNB dot IPYNB current. Are you able to follow me? No? Are you able to follow me? Guys, are you able to follow me, guys? Everyone?
Yep.
Yes.
IPYNB. Can you tell me what is the meaning of IPYNB?
Interactive Python.
Interact IPY you were told. What is NB? What is NB? Nandamur Balakrishna.
Notebook. Notebook.
Huh?
Notebook.
Notebook.
Is it some extensions?
Yes, file extension. How Jupyter files can be stored? Jupyter notebooks. That will be stored in the IPYNB. Now tell me, notebook. In your notebook, what you do generally? Write. What do you write? Come on, guys. What do you write?
It's text or numbers.
Rangat Shivareddy, what do you write in your
Information.
notebooks? Generally, yeah, come on. You have a notebook.
Right in the starting page, the index
In your notebook, do you draw the images?
Of course.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Do you draw the
Yes,
equations?
sir.
Do you
Yes,
write
sir.
notes? Do you write
As
code?
per our requirement, we will write.
As per
Yes.
your record. This is what you do, right? Do you write notes? Right? Do you write equation? Yes or no? Do you write images or draw images?
Sir.
Code also you can write, right? So similarly, in your Jupyter notebook also, in the Jupyter notebook also, this is a Jupyter notebook. You can write all these things. Sir, how do you write? Now, can you see the here? Can you see the code drop down? That means it is in the code mode. 2 plus 3. Now remember, in the left side, in means input. When you write the code only, it will take the input. Now 2 plus 3, control enter or shift enter. Shift enter. Not clear, Girdhar? Girdhar, no? What is that? Are you clear or no? Very lost. Input means, see, now you can see the in, right? When your notebook in code mode, it will display as a in. For example, 5 plus 8. If you want to execute this cell, shift enter. Now still is the in mode, right? Now you can see here code mode, right? Now I want to change code to notebook mode, notes. Then I can write markdown. What is that? Markdown. Can you see the markdown? Now can you see the in? Can you see the in?
So Koti, just
No.
one. What is
No,
the
you cannot see
meaning
the
of
in. Yes, go ahead,
markdown?
please. Dhruv, go ahead.
Yeah. So what is the meaning of markdown here?
I'm explaining that. Markdown is means it will change to mark down. As the name suggests, marking down, something note down.
Okay.
Where do you note down? Notebook.
Notebook.
Automatically it will convert into the notebook mode. So if you want to write the comment, hash introduction to Python.
All right.
Okay.
Got it. Yes. Thank you.
Now, first point I'm writing open source. Second point I'm writing as a free. Right? Memory management. Fourth point I'm writing as, tell me, you cannot able to write the code. You can write the code, but it won't work. You can write the code in this notebook also, but it won't work. Cross
Scripting language, Python.
Python is scripting, not only scripting language, sir.
Easy syntax.
Easy syntax also. Platform. Okay. Now shift enter again. Shift enter also notebook. See here. Now see, if you read the notebook, English, any notebook, this is how it looks like, right? Now in the Qt console, is it look like the same? Is it look like the same? No. Now tell me which one is easy? Jupyter notebook. Jupyter notebook.
Yep.
Right?
Yes.
Right. Right. Perfect. Now second point, open source, free, memory management, cross platform. Now, okay. Now, so here third option is the raw NB converter. Raw NB means raw notebook. So again, it is the same only. Hash. So, I mean, headings will be very, very small, subheadings kind of thing. Python. Raw means it will convert. So heading, suppose you want to write the heading something. Jupyter no longer uses special heading cells. Instead, write your headings in Markdown using hash characters. Earlier it is used there, but you can use directly Markdown or code only. It is not required. Tomorrow, what I will do, I will explain in detail about the Jupyter notebook. I will explain the shortcuts and everything. I'll explain the notebook. So it looks like few of them not install the Python. What I would request, please install Python. Whatever I am doing in tomorrow's class, parallel you also do with me so that you can get an idea. Don't be sit silent or ideal. Okay? Practice is really required. That's all for today, guys. Thank you.